Hi everybody and welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please do hit subscribe. It really helps us. We'd also appreciate it if you'd comment on our videos, let us know how you're getting on. If you've got any questions, please do put them to us and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. My name's Jo Booth, if you don't know, and I am the MD of Social Media Makes Sense. We're a social media agency specialising in film and television, but we've helped hundreds of businesses get online and get socially savvy. Hopefully we can do the same for you today. So today I'm going to be talking to you about social media posting tips. I've got 5 top tips for you to help you succeed online. Let's go. So the number 1 tip for social media is making sure you're only posting quality content. Now, a lot of people say to me, that's great, but what does quality content look like? Basically, what you want to think about is, from your audience's perspective, what are you offering them? What does this content offer them? Is it light relief? Is it something funny? Is it something that taps into a passion of theirs? Is it helpful advice? Is it a top tip video? Is it something that's going to change their life? Is it a life hack, for example? The content needs to resonate with your audience. If it doesn't resonate, it's not going to go anywhere. So look at it, think, is it quality, in terms of the actual footage? If it's a video, is it filmed on the right kind of equipment? If it's a photograph, make sure it's not pixelated. If you're going to be captioning and putting subtitles on things, make sure they're spelled correctly. It's all that sort of stuff. So make sure that you're putting your best foot forward and that you're making the most shareable types of content you can. The next thing to think about is the time of day. This is probably the number 1 thing people don't think about, and that's sort of where they fall short and their content falls down. Getting into the shoes of your audience and thinking about their daily lives, that's the most crucial thing you can do, because that's going to tell you when you should post. A lot of people say to me, when's the peak time to post on social media? Like, when should I be posting? And I always say the same thing, which is, well, I don't know. I don't know your audience. You know your audience. You need to think about their lives and when they're online. If you're talking to parents, for example, and you're talking to them at 7:30 in the morning, are they realistically going to be able to engage with your content, or are they more likely to be getting their children ready for school, battling, making packed lunches, battling with getting shoes on and getting ready and getting out the door? But at 9 o'clock, when the kids are locked up safely in school, then they're probably going to be online. They're going to whip out their phone, walking away from the school gates and have a quick flick on Facebook, for example. So think about their lives and make sure you're posting when your key audience are online, not when everybody else is. A peak time is a terrible time to post because everybody else is posting. So you're just competing in a noisier room. So make sure you're targeting your audience. And that, again, ties into our point number 3, which is the relevance to your audience. Everything you post must resonate with them. It must be relevant to their lives, to the time of day, the kind of content you're sharing, but also the tone of voice you're using. If you're talking to a younger audience, for example, are you using words and phrases they would use? If you're talking to maybe a slightly older demographic, probably staying away from young slang, all that sort of stuff. And it sounds obvious, but again, if you're not thinking about your audience and you're just talking how you would speak, then you're not necessarily going to make that content land and resonate with your audience. So you have to be thinking about them all the time. Our 4th point, don't overschedule, okay? I'm a big believer in scheduling content. Don't get me wrong. I think there are some fantastic tools available and we should absolutely be using those. And there is definitely cause to schedule certain posts. But not everything you do should be scheduled. Some of it needs to feel, it needs to feel in the moment. It needs to feel relevant to people there, right there, now, okay? And also, when you're scheduling, if you're saying things like comment below or, how are you doing today? And people actually reply, well, if you've scheduled it and you're not online, you're not there to engage with them and have that conversation. It's called social media. Make sure you don't miss the social part of the conversation. So if you're scheduling posts, use those for kind of filler content. For example, maybe you're sharing press releases or information about, a latest customer you've brought on board or something like that. But if you're asking questions and you're trying to engage with your audience, make sure you're posting those live and that you're present to have that conversation with them. And lastly, keep your captions short and sweet. I see a lot of people writing huge pieces of content like this, so Facebook captions like that. Don't. When people are scrolling on Facebook, it's the equivalent of driving past a billboard at 60 miles an hour. So think about what information could you catch at 60 miles an hour driving past a billboard? Probably not very much. You're probably talking 100 characters or less. So I would say the same to you. Make sure that you keep your captions nice and short and sweet. However, there is a little caveat to that. If you're going on Instagram, sometimes, depending on the kind of account that you're running and the people that you're talking to, again, back to your audience, some people prefer a longer caption. They want a sort of maybe micro blog, you could call it, on Instagram. So it's about knowing your audience on that one. I would test it out, try a couple of options, try a short one, try a long one, see which one resonates. On Twitter, obviously your hands are tied anyway, but they still allow you 280 characters. I would stick to maybe 100, maximum 140, so the old cap. But on Facebook, I certainly stick to short and sweet. Good luck, let us know how you get on, and please do comment below any questions and we'll get back to you. Thanks again.